Hello and welcome back to another Schedule 1 video. Today we're going to be looking at the best setups for the bungalow. The bungalow is the property that you are going to be spending the majority of your time in the early to mid game. With the most recent update bringing us storage shelves, we now have so much more possibilities for customization within the bungalow. So we're going to go ahead and kick things off. This is my personal best setup for the bungalow. Now this is a subjective term, best. Everybody's going to have a different opinion, but with this first room, what you can do is place 16 plants and a trash can inside. This is the layout that I personally went to. With this specific setup, we do have 2 aisles. Each of these aisles has plants on either sides. And when first testing out different layouts for the potted plants, I was wondering about these corner slots, but yes, your employees, your botanists are going to be able to reach those corner ones. So we have this aisle here. This is 9 plants in total. And then we have over here 7 plants. This one's 7 because we had to leave an opening here for the trash can and an opening here so we can escape or enter out of this store here. With this video, this is much more of a layout suggestion rather than a equipment suggestion. Many people are going to use grow tents or they are going to use the tan pots with the most upgraded lights. I personally have a weird fascination with these purple lights, so I just prefer these. I think they give a nice hue to the plant. Like this right here is actually OG Kush, but it almost looks like Granddaddy Perp because that purple light just shines so nice. Now here we have the storage meta, as I'm calling it. This is the new way that you can maximize your storage space within the game. Before these storage shelves entered the game, everyone did have to spend almost an entire room made up of pure storage. Now we are able to use this wall. This specific storage wall is going to give you the ability to have 100 to 200 storage slots without taking up any of your floor area. Quickly heading back to the motel so I can show you guys how this works. So we have our shelves here. What you're going to do is put them in the corner at the very top, like so. And then when you bring it down, you're going to stop about halfway. And then each one, they can clip into each other. So as you can see, when I place it here, all I'm doing is really adding a bottom shelf. So we're going to go one more time. And then when going just next to them, you can do about a quarter of the way in. You can do a lot more, but I recommend only going a quarter just so you can stay organized knowing which storage shelf you're trying to access. So with this wall right here, this is equivalent to 36 spots. So with each of these shelves, you just look at the specific shelf. We can go ahead and place it right here. And then for the next one, put it like so and like so. So with the shelf clipping method, you can store things all the way up. And again, it's not taking away any of your floor space. For your specific bungalow setup, I would recommend putting down all of your potted plants first and then doing your shelves next. So again, this is our storage wall here. And then for this example of a setup, I have some storage racks here as well. I personally do prefer to use storage racks for the employees because for one, it is 8 slots instead of 4. It's also easier to remember, hey, storage racks, I need to keep all of my botanist supplies here. So we have all our soil and all our seeds here. And again, above these storage racks, we also do the storage shelf meta up top. And then over here on the left-hand side, we have some more storage shelves going up top. This is 5 different shelves. So this is about 20 slots of storage. So in summary, for the first room, we have 16 plants, probably somewhere around 200 storage spots for the shelves, and we have 24 storage slots for the storage racks. Again, the storage racks being for employees, and then the storage shelves being for whatever we want to place up there, any packaged product, baggies, and things of that nature. We are going to save the kitchen for last, next heading into the back room. As you can see here, we did 4 beds along the back wall, and again, use the storage shelf clipping method to make sure we maximize all the storage possible above the shelves. This wall right here is somewhere in the ballpark of 100 storage slots, which would be around 12 storage racks, all conveniently placed above the beds. So instead of 10 to 12 storage racks being all on your floor area, you again are going to be able to replace your walls instead. Additionally, in this back room, we have 8 more plants and a trash can in the middle, and then we have 1 mixing station. So for this specific setup, this is geared towards maximum cannabis production. We aren't too worried about the crystal production for this specific setup. Being that there are 24 different plants, we do have 3 botanists working at this location. We additionally have 1 cleaner and 1 chemist. So that about wraps it up for this room. Again, 4 beds, 8 plants, a mixing station, and 1 trash can. And now heading into the kitchen area. This is where we have only 1 chemistry station and 1 lab oven. What I found through playing many different saves in this game is that I typically, nowadays at least, like to keep my bungalow for max cannabis production. Just for fun, we do have 1 chemist working at this location. Ideally, what you could even do is replace these 2 with 8 more potted plants, bring a 4th botanist in the mix. I think that would be really cool. For now though, in this example, we do have 1 chemist working off of these 2 stations. Quickly jumping over to the sweatshop, this is how I have it set up. We have our 1 bed and his storage. We have 4 chemistry stations that are all cranking out crystal. We also have 4 lab ovens. We do only have 1 chemist working at this location, so sometimes I'll either have him on 2 stations, 2 ovens, or for right now I have him working on 4 stations, and then once he's made enough product, I'll go ahead and put him on the lab oven. Now, just like at the bungalow, we are utilizing the storage shelves here as well. We're not getting as ridiculous. We just have 1 wrapping shelf going all the way around, probably somewhere around 100 to 150 extra storage spots on the ceiling. Coming on back to the bungalow kitchen, we also do have 2 beds here in the corner, another storage rack. We could continue this on and do no paintings and just have an absurd amount of storage, but right now, I mean, we have more storage than we ever would have had with just racks. Even though we do have endless storage on the walls, I still do have 4 storage racks here. These again are mostly for organization stuff and employee supplies. And then on the back side, we do have 2 beds and 1 packing station. Alternatively, for those of you that are far enough in the game, you will want to go ahead and place a brick press here in the kitchen. The brick press is something that you get when you are Enforcer 1, so it is in the mid to late games, but the reason why brick presses are so important is because it makes it to where you do not have to package any goods for your dealers. The brick process is super quick. Just dump 20 in, pull down, and then you have this brick. For every brick that you do give one of your dealers, they will break it down into either 20 baggies or 4 jars for you, and you don't have to supply those packaging materials. So on one side, it makes it more profitable, and the other side, it saves you a ton of time. So big tip of the video is use the brick press. Once you do have it unlocked, you should no longer be packaging anything for your dealers. Only supply your dealers with bricks. Before we start to head out for this video, I wanted to quickly show you guys another bungalow setup that I have, and you'll quickly see that this setup is plagued by the storage racks. This is a save I only play multiplayer with, and what you can notice quite simply is the storage racks take up way too much room. This is 15 racks, which is equivalent to 120 slots of storage. And when you compare that to the wall I showed you guys earlier, that wall had over 120 slots of storage. So just wanted to show you guys as an example of how beneficial the new storage meta is. Another reason why I wanted to show you guys this other build is because I did want to talk a bit about mixing. If you are someone who is selling very high-end mixes with 7 to 8 ingredients, you are going to want space for 4 mixing stations. Now you can go ahead and set these up maybe at the motel or the sweatshop, but by having 4 as an example, we're going to be able to crank out stacks of 20 in the same amount of time that it takes to crank out 5. As an example, you would head over to the first station, we would do 5 and 5, then head over to the next station, 5 and 5, into the next one, bada bing, bada boom. By the time you start the mix on your 4th station, your first station will be ready to go. So you just kind of work on down the line, and it makes the entire process so much faster. I have timed it. You can make an 8 ingredient recipe in 2 minutes and 25 seconds by using this 4 mixer strategy. So back to the setup. Again, this is only a multiplayer save, so we don't hire any employees. We do all the work manually because usually we have 3 to 4 players. So for this one, we just have 5 plants here. Again, 4 mixers, a brick press. In here, you know you gotta have the gold toilet. Additionally, we have 4 chemistry stations and 4 lab ovens. Lastly, the most important thing, always put a sign, let people know that if they steal from you, they may lose their appendage. Something to keep in mind with bungalow setups, they differ depending on what your specific preferences are. For that first setup I showed you guys, that is best for any of you guys who want to focus on cannabis in your early to mid game, especially for those of you that want to make sure your dealers always have product. By having 24 different plants growing at a time and then breaking them up, you're gonna be able to keep your dealer's inventory full. But for those of you that are wanting to focus more on crystal, your layout of course is going to be different. The term best setup is of course subjective, so it all depends on your personal preference. I do hope you guys learned a little bit from something in this video, whether it was the new storage meta or how important bricks are or the mixing process, etc. If something was beneficial or useful to you, please go ahead and leave a like or comment down below. On this channel, I do post all kinds of different Schedule 1 content, so if that is something that interests you, go ahead and subscribe. Check the description box for both Discords, the official Schedule 1 Discord and my community Discord. Go ahead and join on up. If not, no worries. I hope to see you next time.